And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
One of the most interesting and unique games I've played over the last several years is Loony Quest. This was a game in which you went down into the sea and you drew basically on a transparency, then place that transparency on top of a picture and see how well you drew. And I really liked the idea, and I was hoping they would do more, and so they made sort of a sequel to it called Loony Quest. Loony Quest, though, is more video game-esque, where you're going to be going through levels of a video game and trying to fight out the bad guys. It's like a silly, cute video game. Think one of those 2D jumpers kind of video games that were very prevalent probably during the 90s, early 2000s. And a lot of fun artwork. This is pretty much a very similar game to that one. If you've never played it before, be ready to be amazed at how cool this game is. It has such a unique idea. Let's see if that actually makes a good game, though. Okay, so Loony Quest here has a big giant map. This is showing the world that you're going through. And this doesn't matter. This is just for like pictorial reference. On the back side it shows the worlds, and this looks exactly like a video game. So you're going to choose one of the 7 worlds to play as your game. So for example, if you picked World 2, there's ice. It's basically an ice world. So we're going to pick World 3 to kind of show you how things work. So we'll start with World 3, Level 1. And you place it here in the box like this. Now this is, you're putting it in this box so people can see it. Around the outside of the box is a place for each player to keep their scoring token. You know, they'll keep it here to keep score. And each player is going to take a whiteboard, a clear plastic covering for that board, and a marker. And you're going to deal with each world separately. So for example, on this world, it tells me at the bottom what I need to do. I need to connect 2 things to each other. I need to connect this spot here with this spot here. If I do that, I'm going to get 3 points. Each one of these stars that I come across will give me a point. If I run into either of these spiders, I'll lose 2 points. And if I run into a brick, I will lose 1 point. So someone says go, and each player is going to take their board, and they're going to draw on their board looking at the things. Let's see if I can do this here. I'll do that. And let's see. Now you can't branch. You can just keep doing one. I'm trying to get everything here. All right, so there, I'm done. Now we're going to place this on the board one at a time to see how well I've done. All right, so did I connect the beginning to the ending? I did, so I got 3 points. Well, I missed that one. I got that one, so that's +1. And then I hit a bomb. We'll talk about that in a second. Then I hit this guy, so that's -2. Missed that one, so I got 3 + 1, 4 - 2. I got 2 points. Actually, I just missed that brick there too, which almost would have lost me more points. Now, when I hit that bomb, I'm going to have to take this bomb token, and next round I have to deal with it. All right, and so each of these bomb tokens, or I forget exactly what they're called, I call them bomb tokens. Each one of these is going to do something completely different. So for example, this time, next turn I have to draw with my arm totally straight. I can't bend my elbow. One of them makes you close your eyes. One of them, instead of drawing on the whiteboard, you have to flip it over and draw on top of this vortex thing here. If I'd run into a lightning bolt, I would get special things that I could do. They might be something to affect my opponent, where I throw a banana peel on their board and they can't draw through that or touch that piece. They might just give me some extra points when I go through them. They might block these bad tokens when I get them later on. So each person is going to go through and score the score. They will then erase their boards, and then you move on to World 2. And when you do World 2, you'll rotate it, and then you move on to World 3. By the way, I should show you World 2. World 2 is another line. There's a key. You have to get the key to get into this cage, but if you get the cage, then you'll get extra points. There's also, you'll notice a little pixie up here. If you touch that pixie, you get to pull out one of these bonus worlds and flick a disc matching your person, and you can get points on the discs that you match. So let's erase my board here, and by the way, the game comes with these little erasers like this, and let's see how I can do on this next challenge here in World 3. And in this one, you're not drawing a line. I'm just going to be making 15 dots. Now, again, I'm looking at this board straight on, but the board will rotate so that it's always facing one of the players. But I'm going to make 15 dots. I need to hit these things to get 1 point each. If I hit a brick, I will lose 2 points. And if I hit these stone bricks that shows a skull, I get no points. Whew, this one's going to be harder, so let's try here. I'll do a dot there, 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 there. That's 8 dots, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, let's put them on and see how I did. Oh, one of my dots hit this thing. Doesn't matter what else I did, I get 0 points. And in fact, it's like I wasn't even trying to get them. I got the top 3 up there, but that's about it. So this was not a very good round for me. In level 4 here, again, I would have to draw lines. In world 5, you have to draw circles, where you have to circle different things. You're trying to circle completely around these different amulets here. I'll draw 5 circles. But if I touch bricks, I'll lose points. And then eventually you get to the boss of each level. Here, I just draw a continuous line. I can stop whenever I want, get as many points. But if I touch this guy at all, I will lose all the points I get this round. And players are going to keep track of their points as they go around the outside of the board here. And whoever has the most points after going through the world is the winner of the game. And indeed it does make an excellent game. I really enjoy how this comes together. It's simple, it's fun. You put people around a table, each person's drawing, and it can be hilarious. You can think, you're right on, but if you're off by a little bit, you can really mess up. But the game is really good. Okay, I played this with kids. It's really good at, if you just guesstimate decently, at least in the beginning levels, you're going to get some points, all right? You don't have to try to go for every star like I did. And I also was doing it very quickly there. You can work hard and you should be able to do things, but eventually on each of the levels, you're going to get to the boss. I mean, here's the big final boss of level 7. He's big and you need to hit him with pinpoints on the 3 purple spots, his weak points, and don't hit the rest of them where you get no points. And kids really enjoy that. But you know what? It's not just kids. It's adults. I just have a good time with this game. There's 7 different games in this box, right? As you go levels 1, 2, 3 through 6. So 6 times 36, there's 40. There's 40 different sides to the cards in this box. And that gives a lot of variety. And I guess you could mix up levels. You could play one level after the other. The pixies are an interesting thing. When you find them, you get a little bit of a dexterity thing. Except I found one, and I actually took them all and spent time looking at them. It's like, where's Waldo? Ugh. I love the artwork. It's silly. It's fun. It reminds me a lot of Donkey Kong artwork, where it's just the silly monsters. In fact, this really has that whole Donkey Kong vibe. I love how World 2 is an ice world. It always feels like World 2 is either an ice world or a water world. And then there's a desert world that has that exact same feeling of one of those video games. But it comes down to drawing circles and connecting things. And this is a game that will cross barriers. You don't need to like video games for this. You just want to connect lines and do things. And this game has mass appeal for that. Has really nice components. It looks sharp. The replayability is good because that level I just was showing you, for example, World 3, I could play that again right now. And I probably still would not do very well. Each world has replayability. And like I said, there's 7 worlds. So I highly recommend this one. It is a cool concept. Doodle Quest was neat. Loony Quest takes it to the next level, no pun intended, by having more things to do. This one's a little bit harder. This is not necessarily for the young kids, although younger kids could try at it. You just have to explain to them, this is what you need to connect. Some of the levels have a timer. Some levels have a timer where you can look at it, then you put it away, and you have to draw without looking at it. Just really cool concepts like that. Definitely a lot of fun. Loony Quest. Dice Tower Judgment, excellent!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.